Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know you've all been waiting for this a long, long time. Now, this just to make this clear, this is pre-Hawthorn Geelong game, but we're chatting to the man himself. Should have won a Norm Smith medal. Boarding school and very good mate of the 350 gamer, Tom Hawkins, Xavier Ellis, my backline teammate at West Coast. Mate, thanks for joining the show.
No, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Dan, Scully, 15 minutes before bounce down. So this was well planned out. You texted me half an hour ago, and here we are.
Well, you're always at the top of the list for us, Dave.
Friend of the family.
I said I couldn't do after midday. The wife and kids have been down south for Easter. I was meant to go, but they all got gastro. So I've been in Perth by myself, so I've got to clean the house.
Instead of Easter eggs, a couple of single fins, no doubt, or shelters, should I say. I know you're a single fin man, though. Now, Zave, what's happening with the current state of affairs in Western Australian footy? One side, Fremantle, killing it. The other side, West Coast, dreadful. Where are you seeing things?
So I wrote a column this week coming out. You love the NFL, Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, their dynasty was set up on one simple phrase. It was do your job. Simple as that. Do your job. Don't worry about doing anyone else's. I think Freo are nailing that catchphrase of just doing your job. Last year, I thought Alex Pearce at times didn't know whether he was Arthur or Martha. He tried to be a defender. He tried to play off. He tried to be a leader. He tried to be a coach. He obviously looked a little bit sore at times. I just think he's been outstanding at just nailing his job first and foremost and worrying less about others. So, and I know that sounds silly when you're a captain and worry less about others, but if you're doing your job as well as you can, you're playing as good a role as you can for the side. The only thing about Freo, before we start flying into Flag Mantle or whatever, the three teams that have played, they're all 0-3 at the moment. So that makes a total of 0 wins, 9 losses. So it's a good form line, but they haven't really run into a form side yet. The next fortnight is massive. So I think it's Carlton and Port Adelaide, or Port Adelaide and Carlton.
Yes.
If they can win one of them over the next fortnight and go 4-1, absolutely away they go. So the Dockers, I think they're better with Jackson in the ruck. I think that's undisputable. And Caleb Sarong to win the Brownlow at $36.
Are you on?
Got on early.
Mate, I was down at the Scarborough Sporty, and I go with a mate of mine every Saturday, a couple of mates of ours, and we always butt heads over Freo. And we said, righto, let's put in X amount of dollars and have a bit of a punt and a play around. And whatever we have left at the end of the day, the lot goes on Caleb Sarong for the Brownlow, so that when I'm watching Freo, at least I'm rooting for Caleb. Anyway, we had a nice little nest egg. So. If Caleb wins, it's I'll take him for dinner.
Right.
Now, a very good friend at TABtouch, good friends of your family as well over at Hardball Gets. I know they're big supporters of your podcast over there with the Leather Lads, and we'll be doing the same thing. Do we put Brownlow Vets on?
Yeah, there's a few players. It's like either one of the three.
You would have put it on fucking Harley Reid or something.
No, I didn't. I think I went really safe.
Dan's a very big West
Pat
Coast
Cripps.
man.
I went Pat Cripps.
Dave, tell us. Tell Dan, not us.
What's going on, mate? Because it's getting, I think, so last year, right, I was just, it's just disheartening. Every game is just so hard. This year I'm watching games and for some reason it's hurting less. I don't know if I'm just numb to the pain or if there's some positivity in it. Like, what's going on?
No, there's no positivity in it. To be honest with you, I thought they were naive 2 years ago to think they could make finals. I think that was the turning point where they need to make decisions, and they didn't. Internally, I think they thought they were going to make finals. Anyway, they are. I think it's going to get worse. I actually think it's going to get worse than where it is right now. Again, you look at the best players yesterday. Yo, McGovern, Kelly. Not one kid fired a shot, and I'm not having a shot at the first-year players, of course. But other than Harley Reid, who I've seen do that good stiff arm and candy, and obviously the number 1 draft pick, and all the social media hype and the media hype, he's going to be a superstar, 200-plus games. But the jury's out on, I think, everyone else on that list, and I think that there's some that cannot play at the level. So I think there's going to be more haircuts, and once those older blokes who unfortunately we've seen the last couple of years get injured at times and really leave a hole. McGovern, we haven't seen a great deal of. Yowie, we haven't seen a great deal of. Hanging on by the skin of their teeth at the moment with those blokes. So I fear what might happen if they do get injured.
Zave, what I like about you is you see things very similarly to me most of the time, so I couldn't agree with you more. How many players would you have from West Coast that played on the weekend? I know you don't have the names in front of you. I did this exercise over on the Shelter Footycast this morning. How many players would you have as walk-in starts in a top 4 side right now? So like a GWS or, I don't know.
Well, it's funny. You look at it, like GWS, I'll pick, for example, West Coast got 2 good key defenders, but are they better than Buckley and Sam Taylor at the moment?
Probably not. Maybe.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe.
Tim Kelly, again, is he better than Tom Green, Josh Kelly, Canelio, Finn Callahan out there?
Probably not.
Toss the coin, probably. Look, Oscar Allen at his prime, he'd slip in there, but, Jesus, if it was 4?
Yeah.
4 maybe, and that's the problem is, when like Hawthorn when I started, we were shit, like really shit at times, like got busted by 100. But you saw Franklin do things, you saw Roughhead do things, you saw Jordan Lewis, Clinton Young could kick the ball 60 metres. And then Grant Birchall came in and he was a 193 centimetre rebound defender. And then there was no question marks over the the direction of these players. And I just think the jury's out on most.
A lot of high-end talent in that group you're talking about now, though, and you were one of those. You're a top 3 draft pick, and Buddy and Ruff and all these boys, and Hodgie, like that core group of players that you won a grand final with in 2008, and then they go back to the well and go three-peating with a senior group of those players further on. High-end talent, which I don't know if West Coast have.
Well, and I said last year, like, if this was America and you love the NFL, NBA, whatever, every single player would have been up for whatever value you could get in the draft is what you would have taken at West Coast. Because there's no way you're losing by 70 with these players. So why not lose by 80 without them and have more draft stock coming through? But now I don't even think the value of the players are really there. Like, you're going to be selling 30 cents to the dollar. So it is tricky. And that's why I said I think it's going to get worse. I really do.
Dad's
sorry,
shattered.
Dan.
It's fine. Stranger things have happened. We'll be back.
Well, that's it. Like, I mean, you can't complain with 30 years, 4 flags. St Kilda, Freo, Giants, Gold Coast. There's a list as long as your arm of clubs. Essendon that would say, shit, I'd have a couple of rough years if we could grab that premiership. It's like when they're saying Collingwood have got the premiership hangover. I'll tell you what, I'd rather be hungover because I was invited to the party than not get invited to the party at all.
There we go. You can hang your shoes on that one. Now, Zave, we don't want you to miss the start of the footy. So, talking the game today, Hawthorn, Geelong, Easter Monday clash, become a bit of a fixture now. I wanted to play a little exercise. I want you to tell us how the game's going to go. I want you to tell us what's happened, because people are listening to this right now. It's about 4:45 p.m. Game's over. Tell them what happened.
Tom Hawkins has just squashed Jerry McCameron getting carried off the field. I think Geelong win. I think they win by about 35-40. I think mostly because they're due about 40 mils of rain or something in Melbourne. So right. I think it's going to be a scrap. Hawthorn won't piss fart around the ball like they did last week. They had 50 marks in the first quarter. I think they'll take it on. I think the conditions sort of force you to do that. I heard Sam Mitchell say, I'd rather you cock it up trying to go forward than cock it up trying not to go forward. So I think they're going to win. Hawkins will kick 2. Stengel will kick a couple. Dylan Moore will kick 2. John Newcombe will find some form. And, it'll be arm's length all day. Geelong get the chocolates and they head back down to Cardinia Park with a smile on their face.
Give us your best Tom Hawkins. I like that. Very good.
It.
Give us your best Tom Hawkins story ahead of his 350th or behind his 350th. I know you spent a lot of time with him at school and a very good mate of his. You got something for us?
Yeah. I'll just give you two little cheapies. Tom and I only ever had one fight in our life. I think I threw a toaster at him, but he started it. And I remember saying verbatim, "You're only getting drafted because of your dad." 350 games later, the jury's still out like the West Coast kids. I'm not sure whether he would have been drafted or not. No, but another one on one of these Easter Monday games, Hawthorn Geelong, they used to get a little bit heated at times.
Yes.
And I was like, there was a fight going on and whatnot. And it went to three-quarter time. Scores were level. And Hawkins came out, and I was starting on the wing, or maybe half back, whatever it was. But he was running past me. And he was like beeline to me. I was like, this bloke wants to fucking fight. Jesus, man, I'm out of my depth here. And he runs over and starts to get a bit of speed up. And I'm thinking, shit, this is bad news for me. He runs up, jumps, grabs my head, farts on my head, and then runs off.
That happened on an AFL field, Easter Monday.
Yeah, three-quarter time. It would have been like maybe 2011 or 10 or something like that.
Who won?
No, we never won. So I assume they would have won. Might have even been the Jimmy Bartell after the siren game.
Oh, wow. That is brilliant. I'd never heard that from you, Xavier. Very good.
Yeah, I still remember it. I don't know whether I would have rather been punched in the face or farted in the face, to be honest with you.
That's really good. Before we go, one thing that we definitely have to discuss, you and I have a lot in common. This one thing in particular is that we both love a Rashi. Been a big 6 months for you in the Rashi game. Can you tell us how Sports Nuts is going? And still, please, can you make some adult size ones? Because I'd love to wear a West Coast Rashi.
Yeah, the old Sports Nuts Rashies. No, they've been going good. We've put them on hold now, just while the colder months are around. Not everyone's a true blue surfer like me in all conditions, but I've never been surfing in my life. The only time I ever went surfing, I bought a surfboard, and then I had surgery, and I had painkillers, and Em came out one night, and I was surfing on the couch on my surfboard, watching the surfing. There's a photo of it somewhere, but I was watching the surfing, and the waves that they were catching, I was catching. But the only thing was I was on the couch at home. Yeah, I think that was after a shoulder maybe. I had the wetsuit on and everything.
Zay, very, very good stuff. Finally, the fantasy team. How are we looking? Like I know you mentioned John Newcomb, so I've been referring to him as John Newcomb in my WhatsApp thread with my mate. So I can only assume he's in your side if you're looking for an uptick in performance.
Oh, yeah, he's in my side. So is Amon, to be honest with you. I battle away at fantasy. I get sucked in by players I like.
Yes.
For example, my captain is Caleb Sarong. I'm going to be a bit tricky and make it Luke Jackson today. So I always get sucked in the last second.
Yes.
But I also went balls in on Jack Viney, assuming that Clary wasn't going to play. So that's sort of bit me in the backside a little bit.
You've got Sarong. You've nailed Sarong.
Yeah, Sarong was good. I mean, Nick Martin yesterday, what do you have, 44 touches or something? I'm not sure it was a great brand of footy, but a good Perth lad himself, Nick Martin, so I can't be too critical. But the only thing is I just go head-to-head with my brother. That's it. There's a bottle of Grange on the line at the end of the year for points.
Great.
I'm 2 bottles down and probably owe him a bit more on the second one, to be honest with you. But, this year's the year I flex.
All right, great. So I'm going to just plug as much as possible here. Hardball Gets podcast going very well over there. Triple M Breakfast Show, absolute man of his word over there. We've got Moira's Magic, where Zave does his weekly breakdown pod with Selby, 2-time winner. If you want anything to do with fantasy, I'll be subscribing to the in-season guide over there. And if you don't know what that is, have a look at Zave or Selby's Insta on Twitter, that sort of stuff. It's just brilliant.
Great.
What am I missing? Sports Nuts, Rash Fest. What else? You got anything else you need to plug?
No, don't plug any of my stuff. But Maria's Magic, he does a tremendous donation to Starlight Foundation every year. I think he's heading towards about $200,000. So,
wow.
If you love your fantasy, Maria's Magic, there's a really good cause tied to it.
Dave, get going. Footy's starting. Looking forward to Geelong winning. I'm
going to put a multi on everything you said, by the way.
Well, you've got 1 minute because it's just starting.
Yeah, you want to have quick fingers.
All right, I'm getting on.
See you, mate. Good man.
See you,
guys.